Hi everybody and welcome to this Pro and Expert Division playthrough for the Easter tournament here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well and looking forward to what will be a very challenging week on the Centenary Harbour course. Very difficult and technical holes. Please hit thumbs up on the playthrough and subscribe to the channel as well. Get the bell button enabled. You will get notified when we upload content for the Easter tournament once we know what wins we're going to be having next week. We have replays of all 9 holes here, including a couple of options on a couple of the par 4s as well, just with the different routes and potential wind angles that we may have. These are taken from Expert Division, but please bear in mind that Pro does play from the same tees. Obviously you will need to adapt a couple of the approaches depending on your club level, but the shots here will give you an idea of the routes that we will probably need to take during the tournament. Finally, join us on Facebook, BK Golf Clash Facebook group, and share your shots and replays there and help out everybody in the group. And good luck in the Easter tournament. Let's get started with hole number 1. This hole with this wind angle is a must eagle in my opinion. Stretch out fully, have the bullseye directly over the rough line. 6 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Then we are going to adjust max plus 10. Can do this with an APOC level 4 as well. You will obviously need to add 6 yards to your push-up. With a 10.4 wind, I would recommend pushing up to plus 6 yards. Here I go with plus 7, but my recommendation is just go 1 less than that. And then obviously, depending on the wind strength, you'll have to modify your push-up. Anything above 11.4, 11.5, you won't need any push-up at all. And if you have low wind, 9.3, 9.4, probably push up to about plus 11. So just judge yourself based on your wind strength. 3/4 ball curl to the left, and we want to clip the rough and roll out to around 445 yards. Second shot, going to play with the thorn. Do a rough check, move the bullseye to the rough line at the back. Here we have a rough check of plus 5. So I'm going to play 12% slider, 10% elevation. 8 bars of backspin, 1.5 bars side spin to the left. And then we want the top of the yellow ring touching the start of the fringe. Find the funnel and get the ball guide just through the hole so that you do not roll short. So you'll just see here, we do have the tip of the ball guide just going through the back of the cup. Adjustment here then, 12% slider, 10% elevation, pull over the bullseye and then hit perfect. If you do miss the rough on the drive, then you can still play end bringer school, no spin, plus 30% elevation would be my suggestion. But it drops beautifully for an eagle on this must eagle par 4. With APOC 5 plus, you can start just before plus 0, blue ring touching the rough. Obviously with APOC 7, different clubs will vary. If you want to check your rings, so you can set up with the rock 8 or 9, clear ring touching the rough. That is with plus 8 with the rock level 9. So 2 methods there, or you can look at the second bounce as well. Adjustment here, max plus 15. Obviously if you are setting up with the rock, then switch back to your APOC bag. We're going 3.6 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right. It will take you into overpower. So look at how many rings you adjust into overpower and then add on half a ring. Then we go half a ball of curl to the right. Hit perfect here, heavy great right will most likely clip the rough. This is a difficult drive, but we want to get to a very good spot on the fairway. Drive is going to be between 327 and 340 yards. And anywhere within that range is going to be fine. We are then going to play rings from min. Add spin first, 5.3 backspin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Find the min line and count up rings to find the ball guide going through the hole. Here I am 10 rings from min, so I'm going to play 26% slider, 30% elevation. If you get more of a roll on your drive, or you hit a minor great left, you will be on the minimum distance line. So we're playing rings from min just to account for different drive distances, depends how much roll you get. 30% elevation. So in the example here, 26% slider for 10 rings from min, 30% elevation. If you need more information on that, check out the Academy tutorial playlist. Difficult shot to drop this one. but we catch the slope very, very nicely and sneak it in for a lovely eagle. Hole number 2, going to suggest playing with the quarterback, because the sniper for me, after extensive testing, gives very inconsistent results. 4.3 backspin is what I'm going with. Then I'm aiming at the pin with the spin added. Blue ring will just be in the bricks. Once I've found my position, I move slightly left to offset the ball guide 1 square to the left of the pin. Keep the wind between 6.5 and 8 miles per hour on this one. Then we're going to adjust mid plus 20, power 2 settings. And here I'm not aiming at the pin directly. For a hole in one, I'm going to use the little slope, top left of the pin. Perfect ball. Then this one will bounce very nicely, misses the island, just catches the slope on the front of the green, turns the corner nicely and drops beautifully for a hole in one. Difficult wind angle here. We can't send it with this wind angle on this par 5, so I'm going to suggest layup with the rock and a berserker. 0.8 bar of top spin, and with the rock level 9, setting up just before plus yards with the blue ring touching the rough on the right. Adjustment medium distance, 15% elevation, so mid plus 15. Not going to take us into overpower here, but we do just want a nice perfect ball. Obviously minor great left, minor great right will still be fine with the accuracy that we have with the rock. And we just want to lay up here towards the rough around 315 yards is what we're looking for. Second shot, you will need a wood club with distance, and this is why we need the berserker for this second shot, so that we can reach without too much overpower. 4.5 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left. Look at the second bounce, it is a level with the beginning of the bunker, ball guide aiming about 3 green squares to the right of the pin. Then the adjustment I'm going here is in between mid and max plus 45% elevation. So in the video here I'm playing 77% slider. Does take us into overpower, so add that on, and as we end up with adjusting into the water, I add on an extra half a ring of overpower. Minor great right is better than a great left because you're not going to have the bunker in play with the great right. And we just bounce very nicely. We want to just take this to the green, leave yourself a nice putt for the eagle, and then move on. So with this par 4, we are once again going to use the rock for the drive. White ring touching the rough on the right at max distance. And we're going with 4.2, 4.3 bars top spin. So you can play this with the rock level 8 as well. Adjustment max plus 20. Obviously, if you are using the rock level 8, you'll have 1 yard less of power. So I would push up 1 yard after adjusting in that instance. But with rock level 9, you can leave it as it is. Then we're going to take a shot, hit perfect, and we want to bounce over, clip the rough, and roll out to a drive distance of around 335 yards. Second shot, going to use the Goliath because I don't want to be in between clubs with the Grizzly. So half a bar of backspin, 3 bars side spin to the left. And with the Goliath 8 and 9, you will have the ball guide just through the pin to compensate for adjusting down into the bunker. Plus 3 yards landing spot, going to play this one 86% slider, 0 elevation. Obviously for every yard more, if you're at plus 4, you would then alter your slider value, go to 88%, plus 5 will be 90%, 2% per yard. Straight pull, and then we're going to hit perfect. This one will bounce into the rough very nicely. And we get the nice camera angle and we drop right at pin for a lovely eagle. On this par 3, very difficult, so I'm going to show you a wind 5 option. Not often I do that on the channel, but it is by far the best chance of hole in one. 7 backspin, 1 right spin. Play with the rocket level 10. Set up as shown. Look at the yellow ring for the references. Touching the bunker on the right, just falling into the bunker on the left. Ball guide will be just left edge of cup, just passing the left edge. Adjustment mid plus 20, power 0 settings with a flicker of 1159 on your pull angle here. So again, with the other holes, very technical, important. You study all elements of the shot, practice it to get comfortable with it. Perfect ball away is going to have a very good chance. Backspin checks the ball up nicely, and we catch the slope in for a beautiful hole in one. Nice tailwind angle on this par 5, and we're going to show you an albatross. 6 topspin, 2 right spin. If you do have strong wind, kind of 8.5 plus, then I would reduce down to 5.8 topspin just to compensate, but stretch out, and we're finding our position as shown there, third bounce into the rough. I'm going to push adjust the rings here purely because the flowers are annoyingly in the way. And we're going to go max plus 20 on this one. So I'm pushing 4 at a time, max plus 20. Then we're not going to push up unless you have APOC 4, in which case you will push up about a ring and a half, equivalent of 6 yards. Max over power, and we're going half wall curl to the right. Slow needle as we're not pushing up with APOC 5 plus. And we find centre fairway there, anywhere around 415 yards is going to be very nice indeed. Second shot with the sniper, going to do a fringe check, where the fringe meets the fairway there in line with the pin. Then we're going to add 0.4 backspin and left spin as required. It's going to be between 2 and 3 bars, depending where you are after your drive. Then we've got to find the funnel and have the ball guide about half a green square beyond the cup. So for the fringe check here, plus 7, we're going to go 40% slider, minus 5 elevation, that is minus 5. We will adjust into the bunker, and as a result of that, I'm going to suggest you push up 1 ring after you adjust. Then perfect ball here has a very good chance of dropping because there is a very nice funnel from the rough bump. So perfect away with our 40% slider, minus 5 elevation, and we're going to drop this one beautifully for an albatross. Alright, then we do have a kind of send it wind on this par 4 here, so I'm going to suggest a berserker. 7 bars of topspin is preferred, but 6 can work. But if you do have the option to go with 7, please do. You will definitely clear the trees with 7 topspin. 2 right spin as well. Stretch out and aim just left of centre fairway over the water. And then we are going to adjust max plus 5 on this one. Max plus 5. Don't need to push up unless you have APOC 4, in which case I would push up 6 yards to account for less power on your driver. Maximum over power, slightly slower needle, so better chance of hitting perfect, which we do. And we bounce nicely before the water and then roll down the fairway. We're looking for somewhere around 430 yards to 440. Second shot, playing with the thorn, 2 backspin, 2 right spin. And then we are going to do a distance check, middle of the white ring to the cup, and that gives me plus 11. And what I'm going with here is 68% slider. In the video I play with 10% elevation. It is not enough, so I would recommend you go 20% elevation on this one. Pull over the bullseye with the thorn. As you can see, with that topspin on the drive, we're not adjusting anywhere near the trees, which is nice. And ball guide going to the pin with thorn level 8 plus. So go with 20% elevation rather than 10 will be my suggestion here. But the speed is very good, just need to adjust a little bit more. On this par 4 with this particular wind angle, I've tried several attempts to send it with a berserker ball, extra mile 9, APOC 7, but with max topspin, trees are always in the way for the second shot, so I'm going to suggest we lay up to the left with the quarterback. If you do want to go aggressive, we'll need a topspin boost ball. So blue ring touching the rough at complete minimum distance with a power 3 ball. 3 topspin, 3 left spin with your quarterback and the kingmaker, and we're going with outer wall curl to the left. So minimum distance 15 elevation here. We're just going to lay up and bounce over very, very nicely, and we're looking for a drive distance between 280 and 285 yards. Second shot, we're going to play with the distance wood club, and we just want to get it to the green. So 6 topspin or 6.2 if you are a little bit short, and here you want the third bounce to be just level with, or maybe just before, the front edge of that bunker on the right hand side. Difficult to get the pace right on this one, but like I said, we just want to get to green safely. We're going with 2 right spin as well. Max plus 10, power 3 settings on this one, so max plus 10, and then we just want to focus on hitting perfect, which we do, and this will bounce very nicely, and the top spin will take us up and just enters the green at a nice speed. We are going to be having a putt for the birdie here. Better to be short than overshooting and going beyond the fairway, but we secure the birdie. On this tricky par 3, we have got a very, very close shot here. We just lipped out. Again, keep the wind below 8, so switch to a wind 4 ball if you can. We're going 7.2 backspin, 1 left spin, set up at max distance with the rocket level 10, half of the red ring falling into the bunker. You'll notice I've just gone a little bit to the left here, so that tweak is from subsequent testing. But ball guide should be aiming to the pin, or towards the pin, with spins added. Then we are going to adjust max plus 5 with a flicker of 1201. That is because we do adjust slightly downhill. So important to have a flicker of 1201 here on your pull angle. Then we are going to take our shot. Very, very difficult hole to get consistency on, but this is the shot that I feel is giving us the best look at the hole in one. And as you can see, just a little bit too high there, but very close indeed on this tough par 3. Very close to an albatross on this par 5. So with the drive, going to play with 2.7 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Setting up at plus 9 yards with APOC 5 plus. Obviously it'll be plus 15 with APOC level 4. We want the third bounce to be in the strip of rough, about halfway. You can find a little sticky spot here, so second bounce there, third bounce around halfway into that strip of rough. Adjustment is going to be max distance, 30% elevation. So max plus 30 on this one using a Kingmaker. So we're going to adjust our rings. Don't worry about adjusting into the bunker. We're still going to be fine. Just need to hit perfect. No curl needed, no overpower. Just a straight up shot. Perfect ball away. Bounces twice on the fairway. There's 1. There's 2. Third time into the rough and rolling out, and you're going to want around 342 to 345 yards. Very consistent rollout here. Second shot going with a rough bump. So red ring touching the rough on the right. Then you're going to want about half a bar of topspin and a smidge of side spin to the right. It will depend where you are from your drive. Then we're going to set up with the ball guide going to the hole. Here I do make a mistake, have the ball guide a little bit short, and you are going to see me miss short in line here. Plus 9 yards, recommended adjustment here is going to be 78% slider, 15% elevation. 78% slider, 15 elevation. It is a tricky shot, this one, got a lot to do, and after we adjust, because we adjust uphill, we are going to pull back 2 rings. As you can see, the shot clock is ticking, so make sure you get this shot away in time. Pull back 2 rings. Perfect ball is going to have a very good chance. Bounces nicely in the rough, not too close to the edge. Think we're going to drop it, but it just dies. A little bit lacking in pace, but a very good look for an albatross.